Good morning. It's Saturday morning. Okay. So, um, today I want to talk about a subject which is sometimes kind of touchy because it has strong religious connotations. Um, and it's the idea of uh, giving or tithing 10% of whatever you make to the church. And I think it started out, and this is, predates Moses, I believe, where, farmers yeah, and ranchers would give a certain portion, generally 10% of whatever they grew to the community to support the community. And then that kind of expanded into giving to the church because the whole object of the church was to support the community. Originally it was about you know going and helping people who were invalid or old or didn't have any kind of support, and that had to do with monetary or physical support, and difficulty with various situations in their life. Anyway, and then of course, you know, I'm I was brought up in the church, um, and and I moved away from the church. Kind of, that had a lot to do with it. It was like, the whole preaching stuff was all about, if you don't do this, then God's not going to like you. Ah, you're not going to get into heaven unless you do this, and that's not, I believe, the idea that the universe has for us. What the universe has for us is we respect what we're given. We respect the idea that we we really can't support ourselves. And I kind of talked about this before. You can't make your heart beat. You can't you can consciously stop your breath, but eventually when you pass out, it's going to start again. um, you can't stop thinking. You can't stop thinking. So there are processes, there are things that the universe supports. And I believe that being a part of the universe, we're all energy, we're all created from energy, by energy, we use energy to live every day. And so we have to respect and we have to appreciate that energy is given to us by the spirit of the universe, if you will, and you can recognize that as however you want, whether you want to put a name on it, the Spirit of God, Muhammad, whatever you subscribe to, whatever belief you have that fits, it doesn't matter. So the thing is that, um, if you truly recognize the fact that you don't really support yourself, that without universal energy, you can do nothing. You can't create your day without utilizing the energy of the universe to create your day. And you do create your day every day. And you create your future thought by thought. Well, when you start out with gratitude, really that's giving thanks for what has happened in the past. But I want to kind of open up the idea of, if I truly am coming from the position of abundance, and I truly believe that I live in an abundant universe and that I am supported by the abundance of God, if you will, the universe, energy, whatever, prana, whatever, however you want to name it. If I truly live in that, if I truly am a believer that the universe supports me in everything that I do and is using me as a channel to share prosperity, to share wealth, then what I need to do is to understand that the more I give out, the more I'm going to get, because my cup is always going to be full. It's always going to be full of the energy that the universe is waiting to flood into my life. And so tithing is easy because I know that if I give out 10% of whatever I get, and this can be the love that you get from other people, this can be the respect that you get from other people, this can be finances that you get from the work that you do, this can be gifts that are given to you in whatever form they are given, and whatever form you want to see show up more of, you're going to give out more of that. So if it's kind of what's the term, when you give ahead of the action. In other words, I anticipate this much money coming to me this month. I am going to go ahead and tithe 10% of that, knowing that that 10% is going to be filled up as well. So I'll have what I expected plus the 10%, and I'll have more to give next month, kind of thing. Just I just want you to kind of understand that when you start your day in gratitude, start your day at understanding that you live in abundance. You are grateful for all the gifts and miracles that are being given to you right now. You live in the moment of having everything. And out of that, choose what it is that you give out. When you pass people on the street, give love to them, and it can be just hi, or just a smile. I get a lot of comments from people who, if they're walking with me in a mall or something like that, everybody seems to, acknowledge you. They look at you, they nod their head. What's that all about? It's because when I see someone coming towards me, I understand that they're a part of me. They're a child of God. They're a creation of the universe, just the same as I am. And I see the light in them, and I make contact with them. And, and some people, you can see the aura of meanness or ugliness, but you know what that is? That's fear. That is their issue of not having had or been in touch with the love that's in their lives. And if you just give a little bit to them, sometimes smiling doesn't work. There are people who are smiling at me. What's that all about? What are you grinning about? And you can kind of feel that, and you just kind of acknowledge in your mind, thank you for being a part of my world. You don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything, but it shows up on your face, in your countenance. Your energy projects in front of you. They're going to feel that, whether they acknowledge it or whether they understand it or whether they even are aware of it. They're going to feel it. And you've given them that little bit of a blessing. You've tithed to them. You really have. And I feel better, obviously, about myself when I get a request in the mail, and I get dozens of requests all the time. Of course, once you start giving money to charities, all the charities jump on board. Okay, this guy's a giver. I'm going to take, and that's okay. That's their job. Their job is to do whatever they've projected to do, to support children or to support homeless people or to support warriors that fought for us and were injured. all of those causes, even if they're not managed properly, they're still good causes. Underlying statement is, hey, we're trying to do some good here. We're trying to help people who might have a problem helping themselves. The more you give to them, the more you're going to get. Really, and truly, I see it. I see it happening in my life all the time. um, and so just think of when you're in gratitude, come from a position of abundance and go, I am so grateful that I understand where my supply is coming from. I understand the more I give, the more I receive. So I'm so grateful that I have opportunities to give, and I have opportunities to give to the right causes, the causes that touch my heart, the causes that I know are going to make a difference. And there are so many, obviously. Um, but there probably, you may know someone, or you may have been touched by cancer, and so there are many, many causes to support cancer research. Uh, there are abused women societies that you can give to. There are soup kitchens, there are food banks, there are sometimes, like when I go and I have a 5 gallon water jug that I have several of them that I fill so that I can have uh, cleansed water, if you will, not well water. And often what I'll do, if I put $1 in and it's 75 cents, there'll be a quarter come down. I'll just leave that quarter there for the next person that comes along, and they'll go, oh, and they'll make their day. It's nothing to you. It's 25 cents. But man, they're going, whoa, yeah, lucky day, and they'll pass that on. That's just little things that, you know, every moment of your life, you have the capacity to bless someone. And I think it's better if you're not a recognized part of that as far as the physical world is concerned. The part that recognizes, the part that's important, is the universal supply of abundance. That recognizes where you're coming from. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff shows up for you that there are miracles. There were miracles waiting to happen. All you had to do was just give a little bit, just open your heart. So that's my rant for today. You guys have a wonderful Saturday, and looking forward to Sunday morning, 9 o'clock, when you'll get more tidbits from me. And have a great day.